A historic election victory for Grenada's new national party. And in sport, West Indies keeping a close eye on Zimbabwe as they prepare to do battle with the Super Sixes of the ICC World Cup qualifiers. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, March 14th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
The community of Signal Hill already has a youth center, a micro mall, a recreational ground. And now, residents have a refurbished community center to add to that list.
This refurbished building was first constructed by the United States Marine Corps some 20 plus years during the tenure of Mr. Lennox Denoon's led Tobago House of Assembly.
I want to know if there's a way that HUD can come up with some type of program that would give either the TANF part of like how we get our assistance from the government, either them or even our landlords, some type of leeway to assist us in stepping over the threshold to become better citizens and living a better life. Because if we keep depending on the government, you guys are not in our day-to-day life. We don't see you. I don't know who the government is. It's just the word.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell led his new national party, the NNP, to an historic clean sweep of all 15 seats in yesterday's general election. This is the second consecutive 15-seat win for the 71-year-old leader and the third time his party will form the government without a parliamentary opposition. In a telephone interview with the Grenada Broadcasting Network last night, Mitchell immediately called on the leadership of the main opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, to be part of the social partners that will chart the way forward for the Tri-Island state.
Feels good that the people of my country has shown that level of confidence in that way that they've demonstrated in this election and of course in other elections. So it's a humbling experience and feeling. And I've said consistently, we are nothing without the people of this country. Whatever achievement we have had, must put first to the Almighty God and of course His love and compassion and forgiving power. And of course the people of our country. And I've felt it, as I've said over and over, this is the least stress-free, the most stress-free period election that I've ever had in my entire 34 years political life, and has a lot to do with the people of our country. And to some extent, I must give a special credit to the young people of the country, because my growing up, they don't know anything about me. So they had to have a feeling of what I'm doing now and what I'm doing not in the not too distant past, and of course their parents and guardians. So in a way, I have to say that there's a special feeling. Well, many of them don't even know me that well, but they know about the activities and the performance of government, that they're trusting me and I can't let them down. So that's why I say it's an humbling experience, because without them, I'm nobody.
Mitchell said he is convinced that if his administration is able to bring Grenadians together, the country would be better off. He again dismissed the notion that the clean sweep would result in the government having a free hand in running the affairs of the country. Meanwhile, the NDC has congratulated the NNP on its resounding victory. This was the third 15-0 defeat for the NDC, with similar outcomes in the 1999 and 2013 elections. Party leader Nazim Burke said he had tried unsuccessfully to reach Prime Minister Mitchell by phone last night, but wanted to wish him and the new government all the best. He says the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique have spoken and the party accepts the verdict.
A very long and hard campaign in which we put forward our vision for Grenada, for Grenada's development and for the governance of Grenada. Ideas that we thought would find favor with the electorate. Unfortunately, this was not the case. And so all that we can say is that we accept the verdict of the people. We congratulate the Prime Minister. We take the opportunity, of course, to say to all of our members, all of our supporters, that we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the effort you've put in. This has been a very difficult campaign for us. We fought without much resources, but we relied on the will, determination and resolve of the members of our party.
Over in Jamaica now, consideration is being given to extend the 2017-2018 academic year in the wake of industrial action by public school teachers, with scores of teachers off the job since Monday to protest the government's handling of their wage claim. Education Minister Senator Royal Reid is looking at ways to make up for lost class time.
We're not the Easter term. We're not considering extension of the Easter term. We are considering some extension in the summer term. So that is something that I will announce officially in short order, but I want to put that on the table. But that is a consideration.
Teachers today entered the third straight day of industrial action to register their dissatisfaction with the government's wage increase offer of 16% for over 4 years. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. West Indies captain Jason Holder says his side will be keeping a close eye on host Zimbabwe as they prepare to do battle in the Super Sixes of the ICC World Cup qualifiers beginning tomorrow. The two sides, along with Afghanistan, United Arab Emirates, Ireland and Scotland, have qualified for the second stage of the competition. Now, West Indies reunite their rivalry with Zimbabwe in their second match next Monday, with memories of their last meeting during the 2016 Tri-Nation Series still fresh. Holder says Monday's match will be a must-win.
I think everybody will be up for it. You know, it's obviously a must-win game, a very important game, and I think the last time we played Zimbabwe at ODA, you know, they got the better of us to that with Lewis, you know, so we won't forget that. We'll have that in the back of our minds, you know, going out there to beat them this time around. They're a quality side. They're obviously playing at home, and they will definitely have the support as well. So I guess it's a few more people in the crowds helping them along, and just us 15 or 11 in particular.
The West Indies will also face Scotland in their final match on March 21st. Holder said the Windies were in good shape heading into the vital second round of the tournament and would be treating every match with equal importance.
I think this one box ticked, you know, we've obviously qualified with Super Sixes, and not only qualifying, but qualifying going into the Super Sixes with 4 points. I think that was crucial, you know, coming into the group stages. I think every point is crucial in this tournament, and every game is very, very important, as you can see. So yeah, we've got Zimbabwe first in Super Sixes, and you know, we've got to play that game to win that game and start Super Sixes as well.
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.